One of the things that we have learnt from our prelim is to utilise mise-en-scene to establish certain atmospheres and create an overall theme to our piece. In our prelim it is noticeable that we don't really use mise-en-scene as we filmed it at school due to practicalities. However, in our final piece we had time to plan and work out how we would assemble the mise-en-scene in order to further indicate setting, character, and our horror genre. Changing the setting, which happened several times over the course of us filming, was a key part of our piece's mise-en-scene, as our final setting's grand exterior and vast grounds allowed for a progressive and fluid narrative. We also made use of lighting for our final piece, as a convention of many horror movies is dark lighting, which creates a more enigmatic atmosphere, causing more suspense for the audience as they are unsure about what will happen next.
In our preliminary, we hadn't altered the lighting in the room at all. For our final piece, however, the lighting that we had used was easily reproducible, and it also added a lot to the scene. For the outside shots, we had to alter it by using lens caps on the camera to darken it, and then also by colour rating the shots in iMovie.
Another thing that we have learnt since our prelim is to make our sound more dynamic. In our prelim, our sound was limited to the diegetic sound caught on camera of our two characters speaking. However, in our final piece, in addition to the diegetic sound, we have multiple sections of non-diegetic sound layered on top. We were especially careful when using diegetic sound in our piece, as limiting this aspect was key in order to alienate our audience and draw their focus to the action on screen rather than the speech being said. It also allowed for the non-diegetic horror soundscapes to heighten the audience's suspense, and at several points actually synchronise with the movements on screen. This allowed for added tension as the audience was more likely to be engaged with our piece because there was a seemingly direct link between the action on screen and the unnerving music.
Looking back at our preliminary task, we found a considerable development in our ability to edit. As we'd used the same software to edit our preliminary task, we felt that we had become more able when using it. The editing from our prelim, though good, could be improved. We felt that as a group that our shot durations and the quality of the editing had improved vastly. The software itself, iMovie, had been used by a group member in the past to make a short film. Previously in the preliminary task, the camera that we had used wasn't as good as we would have liked. However, it was the only one available at the time. For our final piece, however, we wanted a more professional look to it, so we decided to use a Canon EOS 60D. Due to this, there was a huge improvement in the camera quality compared to the prelim, where we had used a HDR CX220.